So the second part of this workshop has to do with cultural dimensions, collectivism, particularism, and power distance. So again, you see this kind of picture from Liu Yang, and the lifestyle in Western, like me alone, one person, and the other country like China or Asian country will be the collective way of living. So here we've got more autonomy, personal achievement, personal freedom, individual feelings. You can find in Switzerland, Germany, Scandinavian countries again. And the other part, the red part, uh, Bernard, individual versus collective, this picture still valid. Yes, and still, okay, still valid. Is this still that way? We can discuss this later because there are differences. There are, Rosina, just put it on the question part. I will answer all the questions, this kind of question later, okay? So collectivism, loyalty, group focus, harmony, and sense of belonging. You can find it here, even here in Europe, Greek, Turkey, or of course China. We're talking about China. So China is a high collective country. So again, the perceptions, individual cultures, seeing collective cultures. More decision power, please. So it depends on yourself. Be more selfish. Think about yourself. And here we got too confrontational. You are not seeing the harmony of the group. Don't hurt other feelings. So you have another 5 tips to understand collective cultures. The obligations are imposed by the group. Maintain harmony, avoid direct confrontation. The welfare of the group is over the individual. Belongs to a group. The group provides you help and safety. And praise and reward group performance for working situations. So the second one, what do you see here? Okay, it's waiting for the queue. But let's think about out of the box. What else could it be? So the author means, okay, making queue in Europe or making queue in China. River, yes, a river. People in hurry. Alignment. Line is before. Land as before, okay. Stepping stones in the house. Very creative. No patience. That's right, no patience. A good point. People waiting to help others. Good one. Marcus, I love this. I think we see the different how we Europeans deal with COVID in comparison to China. Go to the bus, into the shop, museum, everywhere. Okay. Window where you buy tickets. Alone versus group. That's great one. AA, thank you. First come, first serve. Yes, it's a very typical Chinese. And people lined or not lined up. Individual versus group, a good interpretation. Thank you for this kind of interpretations. Everything is correct. The blue one is individual way to operate and living, and the red one is collaboration between people. Sylvia, thank you for that. So again, some definitions. Maybe the blue part we see there's 1, 2, focus on the laws, all the people the same, equity, Switzerland, Germany, or UK. The other part, India, Russia, or China, we have like a holistic way of thinking. We focus on the relationships, we do favors and we ask for favors. We have a hierarchy, a very high level of hierarchy. And again, in China, Russia, or India. So I love this picture. Have you seen this picture before on internet? There's Angela Merkel buying groceries. Can you imagine the president of China doing this? It's very strange. I love this picture because it's like yes, absolutely not. Okay, yes. Chinese are behaving blue more and more. Yes, that will. Thank you for the question. We're going to discuss it later. So this is I like this kind of pictures, and it's impossible for some cultures with a high level of hierarchy like China. So this one, yes, okay. So I let this slide for 2 minutes, so you can read. Yes, here. Okay, you can read the case. This comes from a book from von Strompenas, Reading the Wave of Culture. So just read it and think about it. Okay, and the three first choices for the first question. Okay, a lot of C. Chinese might say one due to the focus group harmony. So now come out the A part, the C, the A. Okay, B or C. I think I will check all the answers and okay. Most of you B. I feel bad, but I would say B. Okay. Depends. Why it was okay. The reasons. Okay. Okay. So you have your answer. Let me ask you the second question. See, the collective will favor and expect A. Okay. So the second question. And here you have to choose A or B. Rosina, friendship is not above law or moral. A, B, the truth, A, B. See, I can remember, okay. That's a good point to think out of the box. And if you choose C, I can remember, is like you are more into the friendship than the truth. I could be ill, yes, okay, yes, that's a good point. Again, more friendship than the truth. Over the truth. Okay, I love this. I love this, the questions and the answers. Just to check again the book, this case is the car case, okay? The car case from von Strompenas. And he have been doing this like for 40 years over more than 60 or 70 different countries with focus groups, okay? The same questions and the different answers from the different part of the world and different focus groups. You can see the first one is Venezuela and the last one is Switzerland, okay? So Spain, we are in the middle, all more or less, the European countries are in the middle. But let's let's only focus on China and Switzerland. Again, 2 points of view, and the author calls it the cultural dilemma. Okay, is at the end, at the deep of this issue is the truth versus friendship. Someone of you has said on the chat, and at the deep bottom of this iceberg is trust, like the value trust. Okay, so we have trust in the middle, and we have Switzerland in one hand, and China in the other hand. Imagine this person from a Swiss, okay, doing business with the Chinese, and he said, "I can trust you because you don't tell me the truth." And what about the Chinese part thinking about the Swiss? Rosina, thank you. For both friendship is based on a counter truth, their own truth. Okay, what does the Chinese part think or say to the Swiss part? What could be the same sentence? Like, I don't trust you because I can't trust you because you don't believe my word. Okay, thank you, Antonio. What other possible sentences? If I tell you if you, okay, so I lost it. Oh, sorry. I don't trust you because you are too honest. This is a good point. Trust and honest. You put there. This is the dilemma. Two words means the same, but in the opposite ways. Thank you. I can trust you because you can. I can trust you because you can save my secret. Okay. You are selfish. Okay. What can I do you to understand me and trust me? That's a good point. I can trust you because you don't believe me. Yes, it's the answer is more or less the same. I will say it like this. I can trust you because you don't appreciate our friendship. Again, the truth, the friendship, at the end, we come to trust. Okay, you see the differences? So this is very popular case. Even Trumper has the second book and says, is the pedestrian okay? This is a new book talking about his case. And he's a very funny guy, older, very much older than me. And in his talking shows, he making jokes with answers, huh? And ask the people. No one asked if the car is okay, so it's a very funny guy. So again, intercultural communication is like this: one reality and two different cultures painting their own reality. Someone said, "Is your own truth? The both are true, depends on your culture." And David Vela, I like this picture, represent fantastically the both point of view about the same thing, about the one truth. This is the egg. Maybe Picasso will paint it like a square, like a cube, and Dali will paint it like a fried egg. Okay, so that's the two different point of view at one truth. If you let me use this word, one truth. So again, perceptions, universal cultures and particular cultures. You are not telling the truth. I can see it. Let's do what the contract says. The other part. Please open your mind. Consider other possibilities, other truths. Our friendship is deeper than a piece of paper. Don't say, don't tell me, it's writing on the paper, if the contract says this, okay, but our friendship is deeper than that. So let's open your mind and think another way to resolve or uh, to understand this issue. Okay. So again, tips to understand uh, particular cultures. Pay more attention to relationships than rules. Build your guanxi network. We'll see it later, the concept of guanxi. And the rules are a guideline and it's not equal for everyone. So there are many unwritten rules and you have to know it to deal with Chinese people. And please be more pragmatic and more flexible. So we're going to move to the third part of this, power distance. And what can you tell me about this picture? What do you see? 老板 agree. Sweden versus China. Thank you, Anne. Hierarchy is stronger. First among equals. Boss versus leader. In China, boss is okay. In Chinese culture, the boss is more superior. Great, thank you. Europe boss, primus inter pares. Hierarchy at work. The boss is part. I lost it again. Okay. Sorry. The boss is part of the team. Autocratic. Lead by example and lead by rules. Leader is between blue people. In China, boss is above all. Okay, Stefan. Just put these kind of questions in the other chat, please, and then we can discuss it. Boss is the same as everyone in Europe. Boss is between the red. No for all for one. Follow the boss point of view. I like that. Okay, that is something you said already. It's that's why we call it power distance. You have a lot of distance between the leader, the boss in this case, and the employees. Okay. So all the feedback. What do you think about the feedback? The feedback from down to top. It could be easy or it could be more difficult. What do you think? In the red context, okay? More difficult. Depends on the gun. Depends on the gun. Less efficient communication both ways. Both ways. Feedback only from the top. Correct. Decision making can take much longer. That's a good point in the company. More indirect. One-way communication. Always one way, from top to down. And what happens in the blue part? Do you think it's easier the feedback? And that is hard to give feedback from subordinate to the leadership. And that's correct. More easy, the same level, okay, effective teamwork. So the third question, the tricky question. Which way is better? Which way is, yes, which way is better? The blue one or the red one? It depends, okay, depends both. I shouldn't have to say it's a tricky question. Yes, depends on the society, great. Depends on the task, correct. Both Both are equal bad or good, depends on the context. The combination, yes, it's a big problem from the European companies to work in China. They find a lot of these kind of problems with hierarchy levels. Okay, thank you. And blue flexible cultures, and this one, society and seniors. So in China, okay, so I have to say something. Yes, um, the attendees, all the seniors, and again, blue was like the 50 years ago, highlights not today in China moving this direction too, or not. Good question to the Q&A panel, please. Value of the experience, that's a good one. We have some project in here in Europe that we send the seniors to teaching them to do the transfer of the knowledge, because the age is important when you are the teacher or you are the maestro, you know, the master, the teacher. Blue. Okay, blue, senior are out of the society. I found a lot of posts in LinkedIn lastly, like people over 45 is losing their jobs. And there are a lot of articles saying hire a senior person. So that is the weird mentality for me. For me, the senior person is more valid than a young one. Maybe it's my own bias about the age of my cultural bias, the Chinese mindset thinking about older people. But this happens every day in the daily living in China. Okay, the masters, the older family members have more weight on the society maybe than here in Europe. Mhm. Okay, Caroline. My old age boss likes to be in China. Maybe more respect for him. That's a good point. It's a good strategy. If you want to send someone, an expat to China, maybe age is the point to think about it. Okay. It was difficult for me at first coming to UK to call all the senior professor bosses by their first name, but but they insisted. Yes, it happens the same to me in Spain. You know, I grew up in Spain. I arrived with 10 years old. I always call my teachers professor by the teacher. You know, teacher Garcia or teacher someone. In China also I did that. I'm well, 40 years, no, 30 years later, I just can't remember the last name of my Chinese teachers, but not their names. I never call out their names, like Anna or, you know, any name. It's always Professor Zhang, Professor Liu, Professor X. Profe, okay. So in here even in the university, I call Maria Jose instead of professor or instead of their last name, and it's okay for both of we. Like when we are talking about in senior levels in Spain, we have the two ways of you. No, it's the polite form of you is usted, and the normal the second person is tú. And every time I try to say usted something, and the other person, no, don't tell usted because it's too old, okay, for me. Just make me younger, call me you. Oh. Yes, thank you, Deborah. Don más nombre. Yes, I think it's in the 80s or the 90s. My first teachers were the Doña Ima or Don Fernando was their names. Yeah, you use Don. In English, you use sir or just professor and the last name, right? Them the same in French. Okay, thank you. New West team members are expected to be part of the creating solution, so not case of the manager making all the decision for the team to implement without buy-in. Okay, thank you, Eva. Thank you. So hierarchy happens in every level of the Chinese society, not only in the companies, in the society, in the school, in everywhere. So this is again a situation. You can read it. So I can drink some water. Marcus, to share your experience. Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, go back to this case. When he joined the company, he was surprised to see that his colleagues called their boss by his first name, and he also witnesses many times the employees questioning the boss on team decisions. Okay, two answer, and the answer is clear, I hope, at this at this time of the workshop. So it's clear A. Okay, panelists and participants. Okay, thank you, thank you. And what happened in China? So there's the same situation. What will happen? What will you call your boss? By his name, by his last name, by the last name with something else? 老板 saying, okay, 老板 is fine, but his last name, maybe something better. Will you ever become on first name your boss, co-worker in China? Name and position, Mafalda, thank you. Yes, it's the okay, 老总, Tariq, thank you. I think it's two way to call, like if you are a Lawai, okay, a foreigner in China, sometimes you can't use your Lawai privilege and call your boss by his his foreigner name, okay, or call it Mike or John or something like that, or even Mr. Mike, Mr. John. For the Chinese people in the chat, in the participants, what would you say to, like you will say to not this case Mike or yeah, yes, with your own surname or with my last name, your Liu, will you call it surname? Okay, will you call it if I am your boss, how are you going to call me with my last name, Liu? Mr. Liu, for example, Mr. Liu, okay. And the Chinese part, in Chinese, what will be? Liu 博士, well, it's too high for me. Professor is okay. Liu 老师 is okay, it's okay, okay. But not in the academic circles, in company circles. If like I'm the CEO of the company and you are my employee, you will call me Liu 总. That is Liu 总. It's the best way. Okay, CEO Liu is this the traduction. Thank you. The translation of the Liu 总. And you see the same situation, different point of view. If you are a Lawai, a foreigner, you have like a permission to call me like Mr. Antonio, Mr. Liu. If you are Chinese, definitely you are going to call me Liu 总. I do it the same when I work there, like interpreter. The Spanish part calling the Chinese guy, oh, Mr. Mike, how you doing? We'll call it Liu 总 or Zhang 总 with the last name and the position of the company. Okay, thank you very much for participating, for being so active in the chat. So again, low power distance employee seeing a high power distance boss. I have doubts and you have the answers. Boss of teacher, okay? You are a bad leader. Okay, what the high power distance boss thinking about the low power distance employee? Are you challenging me every time? So that happens Even in the classroom, when I'm teaching, last year we had a great um, study abroad experience with a lot of students over the world in the same classroom. And they are sitting like by little groups, the Spaniards, well, the Spaniards, the Latins one together, is the Italians together, the Chinese together, and the Americans are together. And in the front line were always some German, okay? And the German students is asking all the kind of questions, all the kind of I didn't understand that. Can you repeat that? And the Chinese student were the quietest ones. They never ask questions for two reasons. Okay, I will see it in the Mianzi part. The why they don't ask questions, and the German guy always questioning everything you said. And for me, like, are you challenging me? And the end I understood is not. Uh, he had a lot of doubt and he need answers. And I'm the right person to give him answers. So that's why he behaves that way. It's not like challenging me. He only wants to know the correct answer from a person with more knowledge. Okay. So the other point, you are a bad leader and you are not an obedient worker. So let's switch the positions. A low power distance boss and high power distance employee. What happened here? Okay, you are lack of attitude. Be more autonomous, please. And here again, you are a bad leader because you don't tell me what I have to do. To see the differences, it's the same situation again, different point of view and different misunderstandings. Okay, tell me what to do because you are the leader. Okay, they pay you to do your job. So 5 tips to understand high power distance cultures. Those who have power have privileges. Decisions are from top to down, and you see it. The superiors are not accessible. That's why it calls distance with the power. And kids learn obedience, okay, from very little. The hierarchy speaks itself with business cards even on the table. The business cards with the same example. You see, I'm the CEO on the card, and you will call me my last name with my position, my company position. Okay, and on the table you will see. Yes, just give me some example. How can you see the hierarchy of someone on the table? I mean, in the banquet, in the meal, in the restaurant. Sitting. Okay, Antonio, can you give me more seated? Okay, can you give me more details? Oh, well, facing the door. Okay, oh, back to the door. Height of the table. Yes, we have height of the table is okay. When you say height of the table, you are thinking a round table or like a rectangular table. Spanglish again. Okay, position. The boss will be the top rectangular. Okay, thank you. So in the round table, where is the best seat of the boss? In the middle of the table with a ranking of the top bottom. Okay, employee stand when tables arrive. Oh, the boss arrives. Yes, facing the door. Okay, the most distant from the door, facing the door. Okay. And what happens, like the arrangement on the table, the plates, the bowls, and the napkin? You call it the servietas? What is the word? Is napkin? Yeah. Okay. A picture, a window, a clap, and clap to the boss. Napkin. Thank you, Nikita. Napkin. Yes, napkin. Yeah, I the art of the napkins. Maybe the boss one is a little bit higher. The power distance is higher. Yes, side by side. Great. what is if you are the VIP? No, I'm the host. You are my VIP. I'm sitting facing the door. Okay, it's a round table. Where is your seat? On my left, on my right, in front of me, on the right side. Correct, correct. Yes. Okay. So who is the one in front of me? So imagine the opposite of me is a round table. Okay, a big round table for 8 to 12 people. So I'm here, and in front of me, who is the number 2 boss? Thank you, Irina. Thank you. And he's the one in charge of the menu, of asking more alcohol or for more gambay, dealing with the bill. So the number 2. Okay, thank you. Mark, who has more power when the mix is discussed, Chinese boss or European boss? Should European boss show obedience or equality? Put in the in the question box for later, and it's a very good question. Okay, so low rank. Okay, thank you.